Hello, 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 and here we are. We're back in the room. It is coffee time again. We're at the Daily Mail website looking at the news. You don't have to go there. Hooray! Top story is, of course, the Ocean Gate submarine. It imploded. 5 people lost. Again, it's a story that's both sad and stupid at the same time, because when you hear about how the submarine was constructed out of carbon fibre and glued together, you think there's absolutely no way that an experimental, remember that it was an experimental sub, should be going to those depths. And that's just, it's silly. It really is silly. And if you're going to do that kind of adventuring, you've got to have the right equipment, and it's obvious that that sub wasn't the right equipment, and I feel sorry for everyone involved. It's just, ridiculous. When you read about the details are all come out, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But let's go from one lot of ridiculous to another. We're going to Manchester. This is at Manchester Airport. 1:15 p.m. yesterday. A flight was scheduled to depart. And the police were called. Oh no, this is a TUI plane, and the police were called. Why? Why were the police called? Well, it turns out that a parent on board wouldn't put their child in a seatbelt on the plane. So it's a safety issue, yeah. The footage shared on Twitter shows officers boarding the full flight as they tell angry passengers, "We'll deal with it." The flight was scheduled to depart, but it did not take off for 6 hours, leaving passengers exhausted. And witnesses claim there are further delays because of disruption caused by the mother, which reportedly caused the pilot to abort landing and circle over the Peak District. The woman, who allegedly refused to adhere to the illuminated seatbelt signs, buckle up her child, was escorted off the plane once it landed. One person told the Manchester Evening News the woman had refused to buckle her child up because they were terrified of causing airline staff to refuse to take off, as there was this big delay. But yeah, that's the story. There's no cure for stupid. You've got to secure your child. Oh, this is a story. I don't know if I can cover this one. What the hell? There's a picture. I'm going to show the picture. This is the picture, because I was talking to the missus about this yesterday. I did coffee time live over lunch, which is much better. If you want to hire me, I'll come to your house and I'll just sit there and talk you through the news whilst we eat a sandwich. But that fella there has got the name of Dominique P, and he's in a lot of trouble. It's like, what did he do? It's an appalling case. He initially came to the attention of the police after they caught him upskirting women, and when they investigated his computer, they discovered that he had a bit of a fetish, and it wasn't a good fetish, especially for his wife, for it involved him drugging her and inviting random men to come and have their way with her while she was unconscious, and he'd film it. He'd find these men on a website, because there is a fetish website for this. Again, I was talking to this, but it's like, to the missus, it's like, how do they come up with this stuff? And the wife, who they're calling Francois, that's not their real name, told the police how she'd wake in the night feeling that she'd been, violated, and thought it was a dream. But then she'd had health issues. She was actually suffering from 4 STDs and suffering brain fog and whatnot. She subsequently filed for divorce from her husband of 50 years. As evidence mounts in the case, and 51 identified suspects accused of raping her have been found. This happened between 2011 and 2020. And the woman was in her 60s when this was going on. Ah, this is an interesting development. The fellow, Dominic P., has also been charged with raping and murdering a 23-year-old estate agent in Paris in 1991. The second estate agent said she'd been attacked in Paris 8 years later. So this guy, there's a whole... Wow. It's just suddenly got even more complicated. It's absolutely bonkers. We've got a real... Who knows, maybe he's a serial killer as well. But yeah, he's going on trial next year in France with his alleged accomplices that he met online. All of them deny knowledge of the fact. They thought that she was just acting. That's their defence. But yeah, he used to drug her food with a drug called lorazepam, which is a sedative. And and the police uncovered camera equipment and dozens of videos of his wife's abuse. The rapists include civil servants, ambulance workers, soldiers, prison guards, nurses, a journalist, a municipal councillor, a fireman. He kept his uniform on. Meanwhile, when they investigated the fireman's computer, they found 728 images of CP. So they all it is an astounding case that's broken in France at the moment. Absolutely gobsmacking in its depravity, but then now we find out that he's a murderer as well. So who knows where this is going to end up. Meanwhile, health news: e-cigarettes, vapes to you and me. Apparently they've been linked to 5 deaths in Britain. But it says they've been linked to 5 deaths, and they've all occurred since 2010, right? But none of the fatalities have been proven to be directly caused by vaping, and neither any ages were mentioned on the deaths. But health chiefs tasked with policing the safety of e-cigs admits there's a suspicion that the gadgets may be to blame. Oh right, so it's just a suspicion. 2 of the deaths were put down to heart disorders, and respiratory complications were blamed for the other 3, with one caused by inhalation of fat, and that is a known potential consequence of vaping. Inhaling fat. So yeah, but they do need further links. But there's been 1,000 serious adverse reactions to e-cigs. It's been logged by Britain's health watchdog. And this includes blood, nervous system and respiratory disorders, as well as cancer and injuries like burns. So yeah, they've got a lovely little graphic. Here you go. And don't forget non-infective endocarditis. There you go. So yeah, vaping. It's not good. It's not good. Meanwhile, it's Glastonbury weekend. Ooh. And what does that mean? Well, it means that the Daily Mail have sent their photographer out, and what have we got here? We've got it's mainly people queuing. just people. I don't really care. Do you want to see people queuing? No, I don't. I mean, there's I guess there's something for the dads, yeah. Something for the dads. But if we do that, we've got to do something for the mums as well. So here you go, ladies. Here's some prime British beef for you. There you go. I believe in equality. There you go. So yeah, it's Glastonbury, so you can sit at home, stay at home, and watch it on telly like me. So that'd be good. Meanwhile, a holidaymaker was run over by her own car on a seaside hill. It reminds me of Brian Harvey. Did she have a baked potato with her? Yeah, she tried to stop it rolling away with her pet's dog inside. The car was an Audi A3, but the handbrake failed, meaning that Mary Andrews, who's 56, was run over. And here she is. Yeah, she's not looking in a good way, unfortunately. but this was in Borth in West Wales. She was almost killed in the accident, and she was trying to rescue Elvis, the miniature dachshund. Ah, look at little Elvis. You could say Elvis has left the building, but he wasn't in the building. He was in a car. He was in the Audi on the hill, and there's some pretty bad injuries she picked up. But no baked potatoes were involved. That's a Brian Harvey reference. Yeah, she has a caravan at the Cambrian Coast Holiday Park where she likes to stay, and it's near where the accident happened. So there you go. Stay at home. Stay at home. So there's a lot of talk about Harry and the Spotify deal. They reckon that he only got his Spotify deal because he needed quick cash for security, right? But then Spotify executives were kind of horrified when he touted an idea of what the series was going to involve. Here he is with his missus. She's saying, you should do a nice Spotify interview series on a podcast. Do a podcast. That's exactly what she's saying. He wanted to interview Vladimir Putin, Donald Trump and Mark Zuckerberg. And you think, oh, the heavy hitters, this could be interesting. But no, he wanted to talk about their upbringing and childhood traumas to see if that, would explain the man they are today. Imagine him going to Putin and go, as a kid, you weren't touched in any funny places, were you? He'd have ended up in the wood chipper, wouldn't he? But yeah, so they were horrified. And he just shows you he doesn't really know what he's doing. Good news, everybody. Where's the happiest place in the world? It's not Lock Towers. I know you might think it's Lock Towers, but it's not. It's Finland. Finland has once again topped the UN's happiness charts. I did not know there were happiness charts. Did you? Of course, they didn't want to finish last. Yeah. So that's the story. And there's just some pictures of Finland. Look. Go to Finland. Don't think so. What else have we got? Here we go. That could be our animal story. Meanwhile, this was doing the rounds on social media, and people thought it was Sam Smith, but it wasn't. It was just this guy who decided to stage dive at a gig, unidentified gig, and I thought it was Sam Smith, but it wasn't. But apparently the crowd parted, and our chubby friend landed and heavily on the ground, plop. But it wasn't Sam Smith. But it's easy to from behind. It's easy to see the similarity. What else have we got? They're talking about billionaires, thrill-seeking billionaires a lot. Oh, it's an update on the Evelyn Waugh superfan. We talked about this. Was this last year or earlier in the year? Yeah, Bakari Maddy and his partner Helen Lawton were staying at the Evelyn Waugh's £3 million country mansion, but they refused to leave. They weren't paying any rent, and they refused to leave when the mansion went up for sale. They were paying something like £250 a year rent, and I think they even stopped paying that. But yeah, they refused to budge from the Grade 2 listed 18th century Cotswold property, and they've lived there for 4 years. But the new purchaser is a Brazilian socialite by the name of Vanessa Valeri Gomes de Bustamante. That's a mouthful. We'll want to say that after a wine gum. They've bought the sprawling 8-bedroomed house, right, at auction for £3.16 million last December, but they're unable to get access. But now legal proceedings have been served, and they've got 15 days. It's taken 7 months to get to this point to get them out, And remember, if you see this fella, right, or you see this woman, don't let them rent your house, because they're going to give you a right old jip. They are. So they're out. They're going to be out. Meanwhile, it's been raining. The rain in Spain falls mainly in Spain, I believe. Apparently, it's not good for Spain. You might want to stay here. For there's been flooding, and look at that. There's wheelie bins going, running amok. Look at it. Whee! I'm surprised somebody's not sitting in it. But yeah, the weather's been a bit rubbish in Spain. A storm has ravaged the southeast province of Murcia as Britain enjoys 27 degrees sunshine. You better believe it. You better believe it. Happy Brexit Day, everyone. You see, we get the good weather, they get the storms. That's your Brexit bonus. That's your Brexit benefit. But yeah, wheelie bins were swept down the street in a torrent of water in the Murcian town of Moratala, and hailstones the size of golf balls damaged crops in around towns like Caravaca de la Cruz. Very exotic. So meanwhile in Bournemouth, there you go. Stay at home. Don't go anywhere. Stay at home. Go to Bournemouth instead. There you go. Don't need to go to Spain, do you? Stay here. What's that? We've lost the Spanish viewers. I think have we got any Spanish viewers? But there we go. Now this is an unfortunate story. We're going to Bangkok. Kum Thong Premini was killed, right? He was killed by an exploding fire extinguisher at a school. This was at the Rajavinit Mathathum school, and yeah, it blew up. The canister blew up and killed them. Yeah, the blast from the extinguisher blew Kum Thong 30 feet in the air. He was disfigured with his organs ejected when the shockwave and shrapnel hit his torso. Thing is they were having a fire drill at the time. Can you believe it? Yeah, it's one of those horrific coincidences. The school was practicing their annual fire safety drill when the blast happened, and it seems like it was quite a horrific coincidence there. And it's the students being led away during the drill. Terrible story. It's a bit of a sad story, that. What else have we got? Have we got anything? Here we go. Who wants a modern love story? Here you go. This is the story of Nesha and her partner Twinu are expecting. Nesha, she posted a video on on TikTok. Here she is. Like it, she's got the requisite amount of guitars in the background. That makes her all right with me. But she was announcing her pregnancy. She's expecting a child with her fiance who's in jail. Yeah, Twinu. Nesha and Twinu sitting in a tree. No, they're not in a tree. Sitting in a jail cell. But she revealed she managed to conceive. Not conjugal rights visit. Not the old trailer. Don't come knocking if the conjugal rights van is rocking. Not that one. No, apparently it's my old joke. He sent his sperm in the post. I wonder how many stamps he needed. Yeah, he he yeah, he sent his sperm in the post. And many people asked her how it happened. She dropped a deep dive, a step-by-step process on how she did. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I imagine a turkey baster may have been involved, but I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Hey. Good news, everybody. It's a good day. Why is it a good day? Because we've got a giant hogweed story. Oh yes. Oh yes. This is a story of two brothers. Daniel, who's 21, and his brother, younger brother, who is like, this is in Boston Manor Park in Brentford, West London. He thought he got stung by a nettle, rubbed his ankle with a dock leaf, and continued to enjoy the summer sunshine. Here he is. This is Daniel. He's looking quite upset because he got blisters the size of golf balls on his legs from the giant hogweed. Ugh. Let's put you right off your sandwich, isn't it, missus? And yeah, remember, the sap strips away any protection that you have from the sunlight, and so you get severe burns. Oh, there's an actual one of the blister. Ooh. He said, I got out of work in the morning and I collapsed under my own weight because of the pain from the blisters. There we go. So keep away from the giant hogweed. Here he is with his brother Stanley, whose injuries weren't as bad as his brother. So yeah, hogweed everywhere. Do we have a picture of the hogweed? Don't think we do. No, we don't. That's a shame. Yeah, it's a good day when there's a hogweed story, isn't there? What else have we got? Oh, we have the Somerset Gimp. We have new information. Joshua Hunt. Here he is. He's a right Joshua Hunt. He's been accused of the Somerset Gimp. Again, if you're not familiar with the story, he used to wander around dressed like this in North Somerset. North Somerset, like they do down that way. They're an odd lot down there. But he's had his charges reviewed. Right? A spokesman for the Crown Prosecution Service says new charges have been brought against him. Right? So yeah, he's been charged with affray, 2 counts of affray, and the possession of a bladed article. So there we go. And he's also got an outrage in public decency charge. Yeah, and he's due to appear before North Somerset Magistrates Court on July the 18th. We will be covering it. We will be covering it. Hunt of Claverham, Somerset, had been due to face trial at Bristol Crown Court in November, but the charges have been reviewed, and he's now going to Magistrates Court instead. So, but we will be following it. We will be following it. You know, they say, you can part a fool easily from his money. Well, did you know? There's a website called Error Night. I did not know that. And men are paying £50 for a 3-page professional evaluation of their penis. Yeah. And their penises are assessed on various criteria, from the length to the aesthetics of it. And apparently they don't hold back. They're going in. They're a bit like me when reviewing, I don't know, a Stephen Wilson album. So yeah, a 5-member jury will look at the member and judge it on thickness, length, shape, veins, aesthetics, glands, pubic hair, and testicles. And then the participant will receive a 3-page certificate costing £50 with the option to add a seal. You can see it's like for an extra €20. There you go. The jury is headed by Eronites editor-in-chief Mario Mayer. Wasn't it Oscar Mayer? He did the hot dogs, didn't he? Oscar Mayer's hot dogs. The other members are 2 authors, a psychologist and a dominatrix. Mayer estimates he's examined around 2,500 people at porn casting, so he's very experienced in what to look for. He said, when I see genitals, it's nothing special for me, like elbows or ankles, just a part of the body. He says, I think they're open for a good rating. You can often see that in self-assessment. It's almost never realistic. Most of them have absolutely overestimate themselves. So there you go. That's the Eronite website. Meanwhile, this is, it's recently been revealed the world's biggest penises. Yeah. Yeah. So where would you think there is actually oh man, it's not looking good for the UK. But here you go. Ecuador, Cameroon, Bolivia, Sudan, and where did we come? We came 68th with an average of 5.17 inches. There you go. So ladies, if you want a big one, Ecuador. There you go. Look, here's a picture of a banana with a tape measure just to make you feel inadequate. I feel like I've done enough. I really do. I feel somewhat violated by this. But whilst we're in this area, there's some new research. Scientists in South Korea, right? This is at the Ulsan University Hospital in South Korea. They've made the claim. They've done the research, and they've revealed that men with long noses really do have bigger penises. That's right. Apparently, they think it's down to the being exposed to high levels of testosterone in the womb, and apparently that hormone plays a key role in both the formation of the nose and genitals in baby boys. There you go. And this backs up a study from Japan in 2021, and it found that men with a nose of 4.5 centimeters in length, that's 1.7 inches, and an average non-erect penis size of 10 centimeters or 4 inches. And so if you've got a big ooter and you've got a small cock, they cheated you, man. They cheated you. And if you've got a little button nose and a mighty schlong, then it's a shock for everyone, isn't it? It's a shock for everyone. Beep-a-dip. Beep-a-dip. I think I've lowered the tone enough. Is it time? Have I finished? Where are we? Just having a little look. Any weird stories for us? Oh, seen our new place. This is up in Perthshire, right? This is a 9-bedroom mansion in Perthshire, near the town of Aberfeldy. I like it. I like the look of it. Oh, I can see me with the dog along there. I would have my army of border collies then. Oh, wait a minute. Needs a bit of work. Oh, it's a doer-upper. Don't fancy that. And what else have we got? Yeah, it is a doer-upper. But if you're an industrial sort, it may be for you. It was designed built by Duncan McDougall, a champion piper, to Queen Victoria. There you go, and look, you're next to a river. How much? Yours for 300k. There you go, bargain, an absolute bargain, a steal. We'll have that. So you're at the airport, right? You're at Palm Beach Airport, waiting for your baggage to go on the reclaim, and you're thinking, who's that loser with the guitar over there? No, it was not me. No, it's not me. It's Noel Gallagher. Yeah. He shared this image as he performed to 2 airport travellers on Thursday, but they didn't seem that impressed or seem to know who he was. But yeah, he looked quite lonely in the airport. So there you go. But good to see him taking his guitar everywhere with him. What else have we got? That's it. I think that'll do. Have we got anything in the funny folder? Oh yeah, we got a court news. We did this earlier. The MasterChef quarter-finalist, Kaywin Ash, right? He was arrested over various pictures he had on his laptop, and I don't mean nice pictures. He was a contestant in 2016. Here he is. He's not a nice boy, but he was the one who threatened to blackmail the police when he was caught. And here he is on MasterChef. Well, he's in hot water now, because yeah, he got jailed. He got jailed for 3 years for possessing indecent images. And he's also handed a sexual harm prevention order banning him from living with children under 16 and limiting his internet use. But yeah, he threatened to expose the police and said he had pictures of them and all this. It was a rather bizarre rant. And yeah, he got sent down. That's a good one. Meanwhile, in Thailand, Nuthawat Donmon, right, was infatuated with a female caddy on the golf course. Oh, that's nice. Do you think he bought her flowers and chocolates and maybe asked her out? No. He drove over her in his buggy, right, and shot her. Yeah. This was on the 7th hole. He shot Srozuda Kam-ong on the 7th hole before opening fire at Mae Klong, at the Mae Klong Dam golf course in Kanchanaburi on June the 21st. He then shot the player she was with, Korean Sak Chawarong. These are some great names, hit him in the back. And then he escaped at low speed in the golf buggy, holding the gun in one hand as he steered the vehicle. Yeah. The golf caddy is stable and being treated for her wounds, but Chawarong died. And yeah, he escaped on the golf buggy here. It was a slow speed chase. Good job it wasn't a race, because it may have been a tie. But yeah, not good. Not cool, man. Not cool. What, you want an animal story? Alright then. Let's go to Sarah Ahmed from Oldland Common in Gloucestershire. Right. She had problems with her car. Right. Her car was giving all sorts of jip. And she had to listen. She could hear hissing. She said, oh God, maybe it sprung a leak. And when I opened up the bonnet, or the hood if you're in the US, her and her partner, Justin, were astounded to see a 2.5-foot corn snake pop his head out the grill before disappearing back inside the engine. And here's Justin posing with the snake. They managed to get him out. There you go. So the hiss was just a snake. And yeah, they managed to rescue the snake. Here they are. There's the family with the corn snake involved. Cyrus at the front there. And yeah, a snake in the engine. That's not good. And that is your animal story for the day. That's the news. Thank you for watching. Let's see if there's anyone in the chat. Probably nobody in. Anybody in? 7 people in. Harry's in. This is alright. Payne's in. This is good afternoon. And he says there's some prog news, Justin, is there? I doubt it. Renee says afternoon. And we're in the top 10. Aren't you lucky? Aren't you the lucky ones? Remember, it's not the size, it's what you do with it that matters. Everyone knows that. Anyway, thank you. That was the news. Don't worry. I won't be doing any more till, well, maybe next week. I don't know. See how I feel. Thank you for watching. There's only one more thing to say. And by now, you should know what that is. And that is killing the channel one video at a time. But more importantly, you know you've got to drink it up.